Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the Points and Miles podcast by KardoAI. We are super excited to see you all here, and this is the go-to show for all things credit card perks, travel hacks, points and miles, and any kind of smart budget travel. I'm your host today, Shravani from KardoAI, and I have two co-hosts as well, Dan and Shrathmikha. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. This week, we're diving into the world of hotel bookings, reward travel, and hotel loyalty programs. We'll answer questions like: is it worth using your credit card points to book hotels? What are some of the best hotel deals that you can uh, get? And are hotel loyalty programs really worth it? So let's jump in. Dan, you were just in New York recently, right? So where did you stay and how did you book your stay?
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I was just in New York about a week ago. So I actually stayed at the Park Hyatt New York using points. So if you're asking me how do I actually, booked it, I used the points transfer. So with the World of Hyatt credit card as well as, a bit of my built rewards, right? So that's the two main program that I use to actually transfer to the World of Hyatt. Yep.
Hi. Nice. So, did you transfer most of your points, or did you have a lot of the points in your Hyatt account already?
I have a mix of both. So in short, I have the Chase Ultimate rewards that actually give me points. Yeah, and in general, I don't transfer a lot from my Chase program. I think the Chase program is pretty much valuable. So Hyatt is one of the transfer partners that I usually used. And whenever there's an opportunity, I will buy up points if need to. Depending on, the promotion that's ongoing, like as far as 40%, I will just buy out some points. But in general, I will chalk out, mostly most of my points with my Hyatt stays. I usually stay at, the Park Hyatt New York. So I will pretty much buy it. And if you notice, most of the Park Hyatt New York price in about 1,200 US dollar, and you can actually get it for much, much lower value. So that's where I stay at Park Hyatt New York without, compromising, most of my expenses.
Right, right. So you don't usually like rack up points on the Hyatt, like on the Hyatt loyalty World of Hyatt program, is it? So you just transfer as and when needed.
Yes, I transfer as and when needed. But every time I stay there, you will be given points. So in general, they will give you points, right? So as long as you stay there for one night, and you use it on a cash basis, they will actually chalk up, the World of Hyatt points. At the same time, if you are actually dining, or dining at restaurants itself, or doing activities within the restaurants as the spa or restaurants itself, they actually give you points as well. So that's how I actually chalk
Oh,
up points.
oh, that's really nice. So I'm not part of any loyalty programs just yet, but do you think it's worth getting into one? Do you think it's worth signing up for one? And like, what are the benefits that I will get because of doing that?
I think I'll definitely sign up for one. It's just whether, as for a beginner, we don't know whether you will prefer a higher program or merit program. But
Right.
take for example, in Europe, Hyatt is actually the program itself is actually tailed down. So there's not much Hyatt within Europe itself, and in comparison to Marriott, um, the activity within, the Hyatt itself, if you're a great traveler in Asia, US, Australia, for example, they're pretty much there. But if you're traveling within Europe itself, I think Marriott is a very good program to have. It depends on where you're gonna start it from, right? So if you are a beginner starting out, this is something that you can actually look into it. Yeah.
Right.
Right. That's really good to know and sounds very tempting. Is it free to just sign up and maybe if you book a few hotels, you get points?
Uh, it is free to always sign up. And you predominantly wants to sign it up for free. And usually, these hotels have status match as well. So let's say, for example, if you are with some airlines or some corporate companies, potentially you have a status match to actually mark up your status first before you actually go with the program itself. So there are ways to actually do it, and but all these are free. Yeah.
That's really cool, actually. Another question I had was about like the credit cards that they offer. Is it really worth getting the co-branded credit cards? Like, is it worth the annual fee? Do we make it back?
That is also a very good question. I will personally like the Merit Brilliant card from American Express. I think that gives you 25 nights upfront, with you only having to chop the other 25 nights. Of course, if you have the Marriott business card, that will give you an additional 15 nights. That will bring you up to a 40 nights, which is almost you're above gold and 10 nights away from being a platinum. So you should have both of the cards if you are looking to actually go with the Marriott group. In short, if you're going for World of Hyatt, then potentially you need to spend $5,000 to get, additional nights, two additional nights or one additional nights, depending on where you are at, etc. Right? So there are credit card awards night that is given to you if you spend with the credit card itself. But potentially, I think the annual fee itself is worth it. World of Hyatt is $95, Marriott is $695 if I'm not wrong, top of line. About $400 to $600. I know the American Express balance charge card is $695, so it's rather close to that. It, I would say the benefits of having that Merit Brilliant card also gives you the one night free certificate. Eventually, if you don't want it, there are easier, credit cards to actually use, like the Chase Merit Bonvoy Boundless card. And eventually, you can actually took the card to a Ritz-Carlton card, when you are ready. So I prefer the Ritz-Carlton card to the Merit Bonvoy Chase Boundless card.
Oh, there's like a
That's
separate Ritz-Carlton card, is it?
Yes, it is a legacy card. I don't know whether many people know about this. You can actually upgrade the card once you actually hold the Merit Bonvoy Bonus card for a year, or any of the upper end of the card, which is the $95 card, and there's one more higher tier which goes at a higher annual fee as well.
Right, right. So, you know what would be like the point valuation for each of these cards?
It really depends on what you value at. Now, there are bloggers out there that gives you a bit of a valuation game. TPG is one of them. And you can use that as a gauge for your valuation. But in my opinion, the valuation should be about, close to 2 cents to 3 cents US dollar for any of the merit. But if you're gonna buy the points, maybe it's valued lower. Yeah.
But how do you know what the valuation is?
It really depends on your sign up bonus, the points that you buy, at the point of time, what are you using it for? So the valuation
Oh,
changes and it's not stagnant. But on average it's about 2 to 3 cents at tops. And then you get as good as 18, 16, and sometimes you can see 12.
oh,
Mm.
that's
okay.
nice.
I have a quick question. I mean, I've never booked hotels through points, to be honest, because I always feel like I get better value by using my points for flights because I don't have unlimited points. And also because for hotels, I can always find non-branded hotels that are cheaper. I mean, I don't want that many luxurious stays, so for me, it's okay to book the cheaper non-branded hotels and use my points for flights. Is that something you would also recommend for a beginner, or what would be your thoughts on this?
I personally won't stay at um I won't say co-brand hotel. I personally won't stay at a non-co-brand hotels or boutique hotels, for example. Minimum I will stay at a Learcore. And on the higher end I will stay on the Marriott. So these are the two main top to bottom end, right? And in short, the reason is also cause it's simple. There are cheap hotels that are category 1 to 4, which are pretty much the same value as you get for boutique hotels out there in the market today. And there are also a way to actually chalk up these points, and these points can be recycled and renewed to your next rewards, and it actually rewards you for being a loyal member to them. Agree that over time, the devaluation has taken place, but at the same time, it is still cool to actually have it. I agree with you that most of the points are better to be safe on your flights, cause it's more rewarding. But there are occasions where you want to stay at the high-end hotels for your honeymoon, or alternatively, a romantic getaway. And of course, you just want to try out a new hotel in, for example, Maldives. You would never be able to like buy it outright if you are a person who not going to spend, 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars or euros to actually stay over there. So, for example, if I want to stay at the Ritz-Carlton Maldives, you'll probably be looking at about 300,000 merit points in general. And that is something that I have, right? But it might not be something that you want to spend over the course of 5 nights. You might not want to spend, $10,000 on that hotel itself. So for example, I would like to try out the one of Astora's newest hotel called in Los Cabos. And that is something that I want to do it, right? So in short, if you're gonna spend one night at $2,000 on the hotel itself, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. So I will probably use my points to actually do it. And it's good value. I think it's 120,000 Hilton points. And then you just got to, chalk it up for 480,000 points over the course of 5 nights, because the fifth night is free. So it actually is worth it. And if you look at the longer term, Hilton always have 100% bonus if you actually buy their points itself. Perspective is, I will definitely stay at a co-brand hotel rather than a non-co-brand hotels.
That's
Nice. And I mean, now with the Cardo executive membership, it gets even easier to save money while you're staying at the boutique hotels, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with Cardo now, we can access so many luxury hotels with up to 75% off deals and still earn the loyalty points. So we're actually getting best of both worlds. I would say it's a total win-win situation. And everybody who's listening, if you're curious, you should check it out. It's at cardo.ai.
Yeah, I'm really excited to, about this launch, and I can't wait to bring, even more negotiations to the table. And also, eventually work with the likes of Armand, Chiffon Blanc, things that are outside of the co-brand hotels. And eventually, get to the top end of the market at, predominantly negotiated rates that our audience and community can use. And it comes with, a great cause. And I think this is something that is coming, and we hope to bring that across to our audience.
So that's all from us today, folks. We hope you picked up some useful tips about booking your dream vacations on points.
And we'll be back next week with more points, perks, and travel magic details.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, happy travels.
Bye bye.
Bye.